This is the Brownstone Center News Update for Tuesday, May 20th, 2025. Luxury giant Kering has named Pierpaolo Piccioli as the new creative director of its Balenciaga brand, closing one of the highest profile vacancies in haute couture. Piccioli previously served as creative director of Valentino for 16 years, departing just over a year ago. The appointment of the more classically inspired Piccioli appears to represent a sharp pivot from Balenciaga's previous creative director, the oft divisive designer Demna, and comes as parent Kering struggles to recover from the broader luxury downturn. Klarna, the online lending and repayments company, reported a first quarter net loss that widened to $99 million from $47 million a year earlier, amid an uptick in consumers failing to repay loans on time. Customer credit losses jumped 17% to $136 million in the period. The Swedish company, which put its planned U.S. IPO on hold last month, also plans to rehire customer service agents after previously replacing them with AI chatbots. CEO Sebastian Szymkowski said he wants to ensure that a human is available to talk to customers. Home Depot won't raise its prices in response to tariffs. That's according to CFO Richard McPhail, noting more than half of the company's products are sourced within the U.S. The home improvements chain reported its first quarter results Tuesday, topping sales estimates, but missing on earnings for the first time in 5 years. Though spring is usually Home Depot's peak sales season, many customers have been putting off big, pricey home improvement projects, turning instead to less costly seasonal projects such as gardening. The maker of Fortnite has filed a legal motion to pressure Apple to restore its game to the App Store globally, according to Bloomberg reports. Epic Games alleges Apple deliberately punished it by shutting it out of its iOS storefront, removing access for more than 1 billion iPhone and iPad customers. An Apple official will now be required to appear in court if services are not reinstated by May 27th. The pair have been at odds for years. Separately, SAG-AFTRA is suing Epic over an AI-voiced Darth Vader character. Hundreds of hospitals in rural areas in the United States are in danger of closing because they can no longer afford to stay open, according to a new report from the Center for Healthcare Quality and Payment Reform. The main reason? Insurance companies pay them much less than their big city counterparts for the same services. Trinity, Texas is an example. 90 miles north of Houston, Midcoast Medical Center recently had to close its doors, and it has a huge impact to the community, according to Marjorie Polvino, who runs the hospital's board, according to CBS News. Republicans' proposed cuts to Medicaid could leave more than 8.5 million people uninsured, according to the Congressional Budget Forum and Office, the force even more rural hospitals to close. The United Nations humanitarian chief Tom Fletcher told the BBC this morning that 14,000 babies could lose their lives in Gaza in 48 hours if aid did not reach them in time. 5 aid trucks entered Gaza on Monday, but Fletcher described this as a drop in the ocean and totally inadequate for the population's needs. If followed, the Director General of the World Health Organization, Tedros Adhanom, states yesterday that 2 million people were starving in the Gaza Strip while tons of food is blocked at the border by Israel. The leaders of the UK, France, and Canada yesterday condemned Israel's egregious actions in Gaza and warned of joint action if Israel continued. Meanwhile, Palestinians began fleeing Khan Yunis as Israel ordered people to, quote, evacuate immediately before an unprecedented attack that the military says is targeting Hamas infrastructure. Lawyers for a Guatemalan man who says he was deported to Mexico despite his fears he would be persecuted there have asked a judge to order the Trump administration to facilitate his return immediately after officials acknowledged making a mistake in his case. The attorneys made the request on Sunday after the Justice Department notified a federal judge in Boston that its claim that the man had expressly stated he was not afraid of being sent to Mexico was based on erroneous information. The Justice Department, in a filing on Friday, said that upon further investigation, officials had been unable to identify any officer with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement who actually asked the man about fears he had for his safety. For more news and information that you can use, head over to brownstoneworldwide.com for daily deals and coupons as well. Don't forget Cityscape Radio for podcasts, episodes, as well as sounds that you'll remember. And don't forget, Brownstone Living Magazine for the month of May is still available, the digital version at brownstoneworldwide.com. And don't forget to follow us on all things social media, Brownstone Worldwide, and me, Paulette on the mic, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and of course, Substack for journalistic commentary and news. We'll see you around.
Welcome to the neighborhood.